Hi, my name is Scott Zimmerman. I'm the creator of the Sales Elevator, and during the next 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to share with you a little bit of information, as well as ask you a few very pointed questions, both in the hopes of helping you locate possibly a broken link or two within your sales and marketing process that could be costing you a lot of money, and hopefully we'll find a way to work together to correct those broken links and put more money in your pocket. One of the things I always talk about is, without question, the number one reason why companies lose sales is because their salespeople are simply not being invited in while a purchasing decision is being made. By that I mean your salespeople have not stayed in meaningful contact, and therefore when someone is thinking about buying a product or service similar to yours, that window of opportunity opens and closes without you or your reps being invited in to compete to earn that sale. Now, looking at this little graph on the screen, you'll notice that there's a small window of opportunity for you to compete for a sales, but look at those little dots. Those might represent like a touch, a phone call, a letter, an email, something that happens that creates that top of mind awareness. So when that window of opportunity opens and that engineer, that purchasing agent, someone is thinking about buying your products and services, are they thinking of your sales rep, or are they simply calling the sales rep who is the last one to touch them in some way, shape, or form? That's simply known as luck and opportunity intersecting, and I'll talk about that in a minute. What I'm looking at right now is one of the most common representations of the sales funnels that I encounter as I work with my clients and prospects. There are a certain number of contacts who stay within the sales funnel. Without question, though, there's a vast majority of contacts that fall out of the sales funnel at some point in time. Naturally, our common goal is to optimize your sales funnel and make sure that every single lead that comes into your company is maximized, kept within the sales process, stayed in meaningful contact with on behalf of your sales rep, and everything that should belong with you stays with you. It's been our discovery that sales reps left to their own devices with no support system typically can juggle about 100 relationships, give or take 30%. We arrive at that number because we've studied enough sales reps to know that without question, most of them can effortlessly juggle about 25 to 30 A-level relationships. Those are your best customers. Your reps know everything about them. That's, who's buttering their bread. They stay in contact with them. They know the spouse's name. They know what their hobbies are. They take them to dinner. They take them to ball games. They really do a good job with about 25, 30, 35 A-level clients or customers. If your reps are doing a great job, they also are spending time trying to court or woo 30 or so A-level prospects that mirror the characteristics of your best customers. And typically they'll take care of maybe 30, 40, 50, or 60 B-level customers, but they tend to do that more on a reactive basis, where the B-level customer calls or emails them and asks for some help on buying a product or with a project. So if you agree with us that the number is somewhere around 80 to 140, we can continue forward based on that premise. It is our goal, by the way, with the Sales Elevator service to make it effortless for your reps to stay in meaningful contact with not 100 people, but about 300 or 400 people. We're going to get to that in a second. Now I'd like to ask some questions to find out if you yourself are a viable prospect for the Sales Elevator service. Now, you may want to pause this video after each of these questions and think for a little bit, maybe do a little research, and then write down your answers, because these are going to be very important for you to discover if you're leaving a lot of sales on the table. First question is, what percentage of your current customers, these are people who've placed orders over the last 24 months with your company, what percentage of them know about all your products and services and why they should be buying them from you? This might be a good place for you to pause the video. Next question. What percentage of all the qualified buyers within the territory that you coverage are even aware of your salesperson? They're aware of your company or aware of your products and services. So stop and think about that. All the qualified buyers within the geographic territory that you cover, how many of those potential buyers are aware of you and think of you when it's time to make a purchasing decision? Next question. What percentage of the people in your current database or contact management system or CRM system, what percentage of those have actually heard from your sales rep in a meaningful way within the past 30 days or so? My next question. What percentage of the people in your contact management system have a specific next touch scheduled? As you go through and you look at your database, you can say, yes, there's a phone call scheduled, there's an appointment scheduled, there's a letter going out, there's an email going out. We know something is happening to move those relationships forward. So, if those numbers are not all 100%, my next question is, and this would be a good place to stop and think about it, how much are you losing in annual sales because your database is being managed ineffectually? So I'm going to close with a couple simple statements and then a question for you. I want you to envision using our service, in essence, without having you hire more salespeople or adding more admin people to your staff. What if we could, in effect, clone your sales staff? For example, here's a guy during a sales call, which is what you want your salespeople doing. During the sales call and during a sales day, your typical salesperson might touch 6 to 12 people. With the Sales Elevator service, during a typical sales day, without adding to this person's workload, we will help him touch dozens, if not 100 or more people in an average workday. So I'm going to close with a simple question. If we could get your salespeople from touching, on average, 100 people during their work year and increase that number by 3, if we could triple the number of people that your salespeople were touching and those relationships were being advanced, how much would your sales increase? Now, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, you'd like some details, and you want to exchange information. I'd love to help you do that. I'm easy to get a hold of. Feel free to give me a call. I'm at 330-848-0444. Shoot me an email. It's scott@saleselevator.com, and I'm truly looking forward to our conversation. Thank you for your time and attention.